From the All Indiana Podcast Network.
The All Indiana Podcast Network.
This is the News 8 Daily 8.
Now the latest news.
Kylie Conway has all the news you need to know.
And more.
Please stand by.
Now, here's Wish TV's Kylie Conway.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is the News 8 Daily 8 for Tuesday, October 6th. A cool start to your day, and it's going to warm up to the 70s with plenty of sunshine. Just a beautiful day in store. If you know who you want to vote for in the 2020 election, you can cast that ballot as early as today. Early voting sites like the City County building in Indianapolis opened this morning. Your early voting locations will depend on what county you're registered in to vote. Across the state, a few select voting locations like the City County building will be open today all through November 2nd. On October 24th, even more early voting locations will be open until November 1st. If you can't make it early, then on Election Day, November 3rd, you can cast your ballot at your specified voting location. This year in Marion County, you can pick where works best for you. To vote early in Indiana, you must have a valid photo ID. You must be a U.S. citizen and registered to vote in Indiana. At least 18 years old on or before Election Day, not currently in prison after being convicted of a crime, and you need to have lived in the precinct where you're voting for at least 30 days before the election. In Indianapolis, you also need to wear a mask if you plan to vote at the City County building. If you don't have one, one will be provided for you. The candidates for vice president will be separated by plexiglass during tomorrow night's debate. That's according to a source familiar with the preparations. The debate commission made the decision along with medical consultants at the Cleveland Clinic. They cite the airborne nature of the coronavirus and the growing number of cases in the White House for the reason. You can watch Vice President Mike Pence and candidate for Vice President Kamala Harris talk about the issues tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. It will be live on Wish TV. After that debate, we will have local analysts in studio who will give their opinions on who they think performed better and how they think the candidates did perform. And this morning, President Trump is back at the White House. His doctors warn that the president's fight with COVID-19 isn't over yet. The president had 3 days of treatment for the coronavirus. But hours before the president left the hospital, his physicians defended their decision to release him, saying the president was returning to world-class 24/7 medical care at the White House. CNN is reporting temporary offices will be set up for the president to be close to the medical unit. Yesterday, the president departed Bethesda on Marine One back to the White House South Lawn. He climbed the stairs and removed his mask before saluting the helicopter. Now there are still questions about the president's health and when he tested positive for the disease. And last week, the president suffered 2 dips in oxygen levels. The president's return to the White House comes as COVID-19 has killed 210,000 Americans. And the CDC is again updating guidance on airborne transmission of the coronavirus. In an update, the agency says there are known cases of people with COVID-19 infecting others who are more than 6 feet away. According to the CDC, it happened in poorly ventilated areas and in enclosed spaces. The agency says it is much more common for the virus to spread directly through respiratory droplets passed in close contact rather than spreading more widely through the air. Leaders in West Lafayette are reacting to tweets from a council member who tweeted his wish for President Trump's death. Here's News 8's Dan Klein on how the mayor is defending Councilman Nick DeBoer's actions.
Yeah, not the remarks themselves, but Nick DeBoer's right to express them. DeBoer has since deleted the tweets and says he was wrong for being flippant when wishing for the president's demise. The words speak for themselves. I hope he dies. They were tweeted out by West Lafayette City Council member Nick DeBoer early Saturday morning, about 6 hours after President Donald Trump went to the hospital after testing positive for the coronavirus. 2 tweets follow it up, saying he hopes it's unpleasant and he hopes a person with the absurd name Hope is responsible, referring to Hope Hicks, a top aide who tested positive on Thursday.
I know Nick. We've worked together for many years, and I know how passionate he is.
West Lafayette Mayor John Dennis, a Republican, says DeBoer has been on the council for 6 years, since 2014. Dennis learned about the tweets from News 8, but has since spoken to DeBoer.
He's got very strong beliefs, and he stands by them.
According to someone who saw the tweets, they were deleted within an hour of being posted. While Twitter bans threats of violence, DeBoer's tweet may not have been a violation since it expresses a wish or hope rather than a direct threat. Dennis won't say if DeBoer's tweets went too far.
That's not for me to say. This is a free country. People are entitled to have their opinion. Had he asked me personally as a friend, I would have tried to counsel him not to. But this country is predicated on free speech. I wouldn't necessarily say that he's exercising the wisest patriotic right, but it's his right to do so.
DeBoer declined to be interviewed for this story, but emailed this statement. There are 210,000 Americans who have perished because the president downplayed this pandemic for months while actively undermining public health guidelines before attempting to cover up the outbreak along with his own senior staff. I was wrong for being flippant when wishing for his demise. He should be held to account first at the ballot box and then a court of law. I therefore quickly deleted the tweet and wish the president a swift recovery so that justice may one day prevail. Meanwhile, Dennis is not worried that the tweets will reflect poorly on the city as a whole or on residents who would disagree with what DeBoer said.
Nick is a very strong-willed person, so as a colleague of his, I understand what he did. But as a mayor of the city of West Lafayette, I wish he would have called me first. Not that I could have changed his mind.
Again, that was Dan Klein reporting. Dan reached out to all 9 members of the city council. Besides DeBoer, 3 responded. 1 said no comment, and the other 2 were not aware of the tweets.
Searching for a romantic summer getaway? Escape with Rich Girl Summer, the new Audible original from Lily Chu. The exquisitely talented Philippa Sue, returning to narrate her 5th Lily Chu title. This time, Philippa is joined by her real-life husband, Stephen Pasquale. Set in Toronto's wealthy cottage country, aka the Hamptons of Canada, Rich Girl Summer follows the story of Valerie, a down-on-her-luck event planner posing as a socialite's long-lost daughter, while piecing together the secrets surrounding a mysterious family and falling deeper and deeper in love with the impossibly hard-to-read and infuriatingly handsome family assistant, Nico. Caught between pretending to belong and unexpectedly finding where she truly fits in, Valerie learns her summer is about to get far more complicated than she ever planned. She's in over her head and head over heels. Listen to Rich Girl Summer now on Audible. Go to audible.com/richgirlsummer.
Today, leaders in government and law enforcement from across Indiana will come together for a forum on systemic racism. It's called the Bridge Forum, Time for Change. Panelists, including representatives from IMPD, Indiana State Police, the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives, the State House, and the City of Indianapolis. Event organizers say they hope to improve relations between policymakers, members of law enforcement, and the communities they serve. Police in Danville are looking for a missing 13-year-old girl. Police say Natasha Stej was last seen Sunday wearing a long-sleeve shirt with pink lettering and blue jeans. She's 5 feet 6 inches tall and has brown hair and brown eyes. Police say they believe she is in extreme danger and may require medical assistance. They ask you to call the Danville Police Department if you see her or have any idea where she is. Hurricane Delta is strengthening in its approach into the Gulf Coast. The tropical storm formed in the Caribbean yesterday. Tropical storm Gamma already drenched Mexico. NASA has shared a photo with Worldview. It shows the Hurricane Delta following behind Gamma, also set to hit Mexico. This is only the second time and the earliest in this season that the Greek alphabet has been needed to name a storm. The number of storms is outpacing the record set in 2005. SpaceX launches the Falcon 9 rocket from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The company originally planned to launch satellites for the company's Starlink mission yesterday, but weather problems pushed the launch back to this morning. It is the 13th launch of the Starlink mission, which aims to deliver high-speed broadband internet to places without reliable access. To business headlines now, Indiana's largest brewer, Monarch Beverage, is being bought by Illinois-based Reyes Beer. Reyes Beer Division owns and operates more than a dozen beer distributors across 6 states and the District of Columbia. The company says Monarch's approximately 600 employees will be brought into the fold. Monarch distributes products from well-known national brands like Coors Light, Miller Lite, as well as Hoosier breweries, including Sun King Brewery and Upland Brewery. Sliced fruit from select Walmart stores is being recalled due to a possible health risk from listeria. The recall includes sliced apples, grapes, mangoes, pineapples, and cantaloupe from the fruit seller Country Fresh. The recall is taking place at stores in Arkansas, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Texas. Amazon has a new program to support small businesses, which have been severely hurt during the pandemic. From now until October 12th, spending $10 on select small business products will earn you a $10 credit to spend on Amazon Prime Day. The event highlights a wide range of businesses, particularly spotlighting women-owned, Black-owned, and military family-owned brands. Boo bags could be a Halloween trend in the pandemic. Families fill up bags with Halloween treats and leave them anonymously in front of neighbors or friends' doors. The idea is that the recipient of the bag has been booed and must now boo someone else with a surprise trick-or-treat bag. Retailers like CVS, Target, and Meijer are promoting boo bags this year as COVID-19 cases tick up in much of the country. The NFL says it will now monitor all teams to make sure they are following the league's COVID-19 protocols. New steps include cameras in NFL facilities to make sure teams wear personal protective equipment. The NFL is also banning gatherings outside of team facilities. Punishment for breaking the rules ranges from fines to forfeits. The changes come after at least one known case of players not following the rules. 10 Raiders are fined for not wearing masks at a fundraiser. And more members of the Horseshoe are on the sidelines after being banged up by the Bears. Linebacker Bobby Okereke had a procedure yesterday on his thumb. Tackle Anthony Costanzo will be evaluated this week after a rib injury. And linebacker E.J. Speed will also be evaluated this week for a problem with his elbow. The most concerning injury is linebacker Darius Leonard. He left in the second quarter of Sunday's game with a groin injury. Head coach Frank Reich says he's not ready to rule Leonard out for the week ahead, but Reich does say the rest of the team is ready to step up. The Colts are looking for their fourth straight win when they face the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland on Sunday. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway, online at wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
Check out more podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.
allindianapodcastnetwork.com.